Good morning, everyone. It's 6:46 a.m. on Friday, the 26th of August, 2022. And I've been up since 6 a.m. But I can't really thank myself because I asked Andrew to please, pretty please come and wake me up. And I asked him to actually wait with me while I had coffee and morning meats, because as we know from past experience, when he knocks on my door, I get up. If I've got to go somewhere, I stay up, and if I don't, I go back to bed. Not helpful. So I'm up, I'm on my second coffee, I've taken my morning meds, I'm dressed, so that's cool. And I figured, why not make my video for the day now, so I can do a recap on last night and therapy, and then get stuck into my assignment, which is why I wanted to be waking up early. Woken up early is probably better English. So I will just say, with my assignment, so it's so much on the forefront of my mind that last night after dinner, so I've decided, for those of you who don't read my stuff, just to fill you in, that I'm going to get the McPlant burger meal from McDonald's every Thursday night after therapy. So last night was one of those really weird times, because you know how sometimes with McDonald's, if they don't have the right box for the right burger, then they put it in a different box and then they sort of put a sticker on it. Well, yesterday they put my burger in a quarter pounder box, so it's obviously saying 100% Aussie beef and blah blah blah, and the sticker that they put on it did not mention that it was like a McPlant. So I literally Googled what was in each burger, and then kind of pulled it apart and checked it, and then I was like, okay, it's all good. It's definitely the right one. But I really think McDonald's needs to make sure that they have proper boxes, because people like me who don't eat meat, they don't want to have to pull their food apart to figure out that they've got the right thing. Anyway, so I had dinner. Another thing that I wrote about last night is that I've been really struggling with the stoner munchies in the evenings, to the point where I'm just eating way too much crap, and I've put on 3 kilos recently, and I personally think the majority of it's gone to my face. That's what I see when I watch myself back. Some of it's gone to my boobs, so that's all good with me. I wish we could just choose where it goes, you know what I mean? I definitely don't want to put any more weight on. I'm not saying I'm fat, just to clarify, because I'm not. I know that. I just noticed the difference. Anyway, I was saying to Andrew yesterday, funnily enough, that I put up a post on Reddit a few days ago, a few nights ago, what are we, Friday? Would have been the beginning of the week, maybe. And I put it in obviously the stoner category, and I wrote a post basically saying, can people please help me resist the munchies? And I've got 50 comments. I may have mentioned those, actually. I'm not sure. Anyway, and I think maybe psychologically it's I mentioned it in a post last night. I wrote it, that's why. So I'm wondering if psychologically the feedback I've gotten is helping, because I got what I normally get from McDonald's. So for my reference, for looking back on these videos more than any other reason, I'm just going to clarify that I get a large McPlant meal, so large fries and a large, zero sugar Coke. But I also get a small fries to eat on the way home, and a hot apple pie. My boss is having fun in the background, isn't he? Here's my baby. And I had all of that, and I had Andrew was a sweetheart, and he bought me one of those, fuck me, what is it? This is why I make my video now, because I need my brain to actually be fully working before I start my schoolwork. One of the Violet Shatters Crunch, it was like, my brain's not working. Chocolate bar with honeycomb, let's put it that way, yeah? Really good to know that they come in chocolate bar sizes, because as any of us know who read my blogs, I ate the entire packet of the mini ones for a share packet the other night, which is when I think I put the post up on Reddit. So my point to this long-winded story is that last night it didn't affect me, and I was really, really flippin' happy. So praying that that's the case for like moving on out. But yeah, so I could not be bothered making another video when I got home. Therapy was good, so I rushed out of my home to get to the chemist, to get my scripts, to get to the place to meet for coffee, because we'd agreed last week that we were all going to meet at 3:30 for coffee. So I went there, and nobody was there. Oh, excuse me, people. Anyway, I ended up just sitting in the waiting room, which is when I made the video, and therapy was good. So they started it again fresh. So any of you who've watched my therapy session would know that we discussed last week's, and my therapist was like, we're going to just start the week again. It's going to be fresh. The provisionary people, B1 and B2, which I told them to their faces last night, is what I will be referring to them as, and they laughed their head off, so they were fine with that. They told us right at the start, like, we've got to get through the content. We didn't get through the content last week. We've got last week's content plus this week's content. And it's not going to be about sharing personal stories, but just learning the skills. And it definitely went a lot better. My psychologist was there. She's the lady in charge, and she was coming in and out checking on them, because she's obviously like the supervisor to the provisional people. And it's the first time I've seen her in person since she was pregnant, and I think her baby, who's not even a baby, is like 15 months old now, so long flipping time. And I said to her when I saw her, I was like, oh my God, fucking COVID rules stuck. I want to give you a hug. And she just gave me one. And I was like, oh, thank God. Like, I love my psychologist, not in a attachment problem, blah, blah, blah sense. Just as in a, she's fantastic. And she's always treated me like a client. No, wrong. She treats me like a colleague more than a client. Because let's face it, up until recently, I've been saying I'm doing psych, and she's always said that she will help me in that regard, like placement and things like that. Anyway, they were about to go into this like mindful meditation exercise, and I was like, and the lady B1 was explaining to the other people in the room what it was about, because none of them had done it before. Now, I literally have a meditation room in my house. Like, I made an actual room all for meditating and mindfulness and stuff. I don't use it as often as I should. Yesterday even proved that to me, and I'm like, I really need to do that. But I didn't need to hear the instructions on how to do it. So I was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom while you do that, and I'll be back before you start. And then my psych came out, and she was like, don't worry about that. She's like, you can do mindfulness practice with your like eyes closed, which is, now that I think about it, ironic. But she's like, you don't need to worry about that. So we went into the little kitchen area, and she's like, do you want a coffee? And I was like, yeah. She starts making me this instant coffee, and I'm watching her, and she's sort of like puts in like not just over half a teaspoon of coffee, and she's like, sugar? And I'm like, yeah, 2. And she's like, 2, really? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not that sweet. I'm like, I definitely need sugar in my coffee. She's like, do I need to put more coffee in? And I'm watching her, and she's looking at me, and she's cracking up, and she's like, Liv, I haven't made an instant coffee in like so many years. She's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And I'm like, that much is apparent, like very apparent. It was hilarious. And it was probably one of the worst tasting coffees I've ever had, but it was funny, so it didn't really matter. And so obviously I didn't take part in the meditation stuff. So me and her were standing in the kitchen talking, for the 10 minutes or whatever it was. And it was so funny because she's like, because I said to her, I was like, why is it 2 hours only? I'm like, it's not enough time. And she goes, Liv, I created it. She's like, I put it together and I started doing the group therapy. She's like, I've ran this therapy already. She's like, 2 hours is plenty of time. She's like, but B1 is just not keeping the pace. And she was like, I had to keep telling her to like hurry it up. And I'm just like, yeah, because as you know, if you watch my therapy sessions, reining it in is what B1 and B2 were struggling with, right? And they told us at the beginning of yesterday they were going to be doing it, but again, saying you're going to do something is usually easier than doing it. And I can't help but look at, when I'm in situations like this, because I'm a psych student and I've been a client as well for years, I can obviously see it from both points of view, which I find super amusing. But yeah, I was getting told that it's definitely not meant to be taking as long as it's taking, and we're meant to be getting through more than what we are. And I guess the logical, maybe stingy side of me is like, well, we're all paying the same price. I would have rather have had you run it. But, I mean, she must have been a provisional psychologist at one point too, right? People got to learn. I'm just really flipping grateful I've done it before, because 2 days a week day program, DBT therapy compared to 2 hours a week, huge difference. But I am feeling really good. It's only 6:59, and I'm up. So actually, I have I have a massage booked for 7 p.m. tonight. So that's exciting. I need one so bad. It turns out, I'm usually a side sleeper. I like to sleep on my side. So I either hug Boss on one side or I hug my teddy bear on the other. By the way, FYI, if you're a grown-up like me and I'm closer to 37 than 36, I mean, I am 36, but I'm sure you know what I mean, there is absolutely nothing wrong with having a teddy bear. In fact, I highly, highly recommend it. If you live by yourself and you spend even half as much time alone as I do, teddies, they're wonderful. But for the last, I think it's probably even been like a month, I reckon, I am unable to sleep in any other position except on my back. I mean, when I'm falling asleep, I guess while I'm asleep, I turn around and do stuff. But when I'm going to sleep, got to get words out. I think he wants to go outside, does he? Hello, darling. Hello. Oh, yeah, ate dinner. Ate breakfast, did you? You've got it all over its face. But yeah, my pain levels, for example, and my shoulder, neck, and backs hurt so flippin' bad. That the only position that doesn't hurt when I'm falling asleep is lying on my back. So I'm very, very much looking forward to a massage. Plus, having it when I do have it, Actually, I better check because I keep thinking it's at 7, but it might be at 7:30. Okay, definitely says 7. Let's just double check. Oh yeah, 7. All right, cool. He needs to go out. And even though I know how to pause now, I'm going to just take his with me. So, what am I saying, hey? Wouldn't it be funny if I get all the way there and he doesn't want to go out, right? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the massage, is my point. Oh, and the simple fact that it's at 7. Is it raining? It's not raining. Oh, it's nice out. It's just hit 7 a.m. It's cold, but it's nice. But yeah, it means, effectively, that I'll be able to pay even more attention to my school stuff because I'm not going to vape weed. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not going to vape weed. And I need to focus until I leave. So that's awesome. Win-win for me. Because as I keep saying, I have until the 9th of September to do my assignment. I still want to get it done, like within a decent time frame. What are you doing? Anyway, I've talked for 16 minutes and 22 seconds, and I'm not even sure if people even watch all of my stuff. Kind of looks like it's fucking the piping that got replaced has exploded again, which is not good if that's the case. Because I remember, like, it's been raining a lot, and there was a big puddle next to it, and I figured it was just from like the way that they had left it, and that's why there was a puddle. But it's not raining at the moment, and it does not look right. So once I hang up this, I'm gonna have to put some shoes on and go and have a look. Oh my god, please pray it's okay. Anyway, that's me for now. Talk later.